ayo, 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 welcome, 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 welcome to the Halloween episode of the Atrioc broadcast here on October 31st, 2025. Skull! That's what we really need. We need the Viking song. We need the fucking Viking song. Okay, guys, please, 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 can we please talk about SKT1? I'm a little tired. I stayed up. I'm not going to apologize. I stayed up. Fucking 5 a.m. That was one of the greatest goddamn games I've ever seen. I didn't watch all of it. It's actually honest. I put in my headphones. I turned on Cadril. I got into bed. I fell asleep during game one. And then the loudness of Cadril's commentary in my headphones woke me up in game four. I was he woke me up, dude. He woke me up. And then during game four, it was like already fucking incredible. And then game five was truly incredible. So I watched the whole damn thing. Shit was incredible. I can't Zoomer brain? Well, yeah, I mean, it was so important that I watch it, but I never thought I'd wake back up. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Ideal sleep experience? It was actually the worst sleep experience. No, it was fucking horrible. It was fucking horrible. But, my God, dude. Wait, I'm sure that we can watch some of these clips. I feel so, just as a T1 fan, you're so blessed. You're so blessed to get every year this storyline. Like, did you see this clip? Yeah, T1 has never lost to China, by the way. It's now been what, 12 years? They've never lost the best of 5 to China. That shit was crazy. Faker must have celebrated Halloween early. He was dressed as a goat. True. Watch this clip. Okay, watch Carrier. This Carrier right here. Okay, his character can make a duplicate of something else. Another character. It looks like a fake clone. One of them's fake. One of them's real. Nobody else knows which one. So he made a clone. He's not playing as Nocturne. He cloned Nocturne. And then look, he walks up here with himself and stops moving like it's the fake. So they think this one's real and this one's fake. So they walk closer. Look, he stops moving. Gotcha, bitch. That shit was 9-head, dude. That was so 9-head. He's tricking some of the best players in the damn world. In the middle of an important fucking game. Dude, watch that again. It's so crazy. Split off. Moving. Stop. Fake. It's not real. I'm going to walk past it. Gotcha. Instantly dead. Boom. That shit was fucking incredible, dude. God. And the commentators didn't even say anything. I was losing my mind. And then this fight, dude. This fight, or sorry, we're geeking out for a bit, but Team 1 fans. I mean, I'm going to have to get another tattoo. If they win the semifinals, I got to get another tattoo. It's been 4 years straight. I've been getting a tattoo. I can't stop. Look at Guma here. Guma. And listen to the crowd. Listen to the fucking crowd. If Guma dies, this is over. And they're going to dive on him with everything. He's got 1/5 HP. Here it comes. Teleport. Here it comes. He's alone. Kiting. 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 Ah, kiting. Kiting! shit's gas, dude. I mean, it's just one of the best damn series I've ever seen. I've been watching League of Legends for over a decade. It's crazy. Faker might be in his all-time peak. There was a period circa 2006 where I watched every single StarCraft Brood War video on YouTube. Literally every single one. That's not possible, I don't think. I don't think that's possible, but I get your general sentiment that you watched a lot. Faker Otacon Steel. I don't know if I have that clip, but I just know that Faker was fucking great. Everyone was great. Everyone was great, man. It was a great thing. It was a truly special series to watch. I really enjoyed it. I saw a comment that said China had a one-child policy for decades, only for Faker to have 1.4 billion children. You do feel bad because this is the world's fight. Like, China is, in many years, the best region in League of Legends. They're 1 or 2 every year. And now the big finals in China, there's a decent chance it's going to be Korea versus Korea. Is it confirmed? Let me see the LoL Esports pick'ems. Is there even any Chinese teams left? You guys tricked me into pick'eming that fucking Taiwan team or whatever. You guys fucked me on that pick'em, dude. That team had no chance. They got destroyed. CFO, that was no good. 3-0, bro. Wasn't even close. All my other picks, my classic thing, pick Korea, pick T1, pick China. T1, China. I guess this one would have been easy. Yeah, you just take KT here every day of the week, and then you take Genji and that. So yeah, wait, China's out. No, I'm sorry. They have to play TES. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm already assuming T1 won, but now this is China's last hope. Damn, I mean, don't drink the water. Check the food they give you. China has a lot riding on this. This is a finals in Beijing. TES is gonna win, bro. No, this is gonna be great. It's 13-0 against LPL. I know, but I mean, streaks are made to be broken. But yeah, it's crazy. That if they were gonna lose, that'd be this one. This is a great series. So fun, man. By the way, if you're not a League of Legends fan, one thing you may not know is that this is the first year they've done fearless draft, which means in a best of 5 series, once you pick a champion, that can never be picked again. Oh shit. Which makes the games like 50 times more awesome. They're like going deep in their bags, dude. They're pulling out champs you don't even see. Fearless rules. I'm surprised it took fucking 10 years to figure this out, but it made the sport so much more exciting. It's like 10. I mean, I've watched so many worlds where it's the same 8 picks in every game and 2 kind of switches. And like now we're getting new games all the time. Still no Fizz, by the way. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. They're going like 30 champions deep into the bag and nobody's finding Fizz anywhere in the whole world. I'm a little miffed about that. Skull! They hovered it once? God willing. Thing that's 117 long. How companies thought we'd react to layoffs.
Listen, I know this is tough, and I know you care so much about being employed and so forth, but across the industry, we're making decisions to lay off some people. Like a lot of people. And it's purely to ensure our profitability. I mean, look, Trump's tariffs, I mean, everything's insane with the economy and instability. It's nuts out there. So this is something we're forced to do this.
I understand completely.
I knew you would.
You guys are trying to run a multi-billion-dollar small startup. You're trying to keep the lights on.
Exactly.
I'll take one for the team.
But don't move, you'll bleed even more.
I love you.
We provide a great service, and you get your treats on time, and with AI, You could get your treats even faster.
AI?
I mean, that's part of why everyone's losing their jobs.
AI is more efficient than me.
Maybe one day, but it certainly ain't cheap. You would not believe how much we spent on it this year.
As long as it makes you look better on the S&P stock thingy.
Dang it, I wish there was something we could do for you. But we need the stock market to think that robots are going to replace every job, or else the economy's going to collapse.
You're like a glorious samurai.
Yeah.
I wish more people would stream Reacher on Amazon Prime.
Bro!
Prime Day deals.
All right, can we get the next one in here?
I do think that they're like a glorious samurai. That's a very wise way of looking at it. The S&P stock thing. Lion Wings! Thank you for the prime! Thank you for the 18 months. Hey, Big A, it's my birthday. I was hoping I could get a happy birthday thank you sub. It's not actually my birthday. You fucking tricked me. You know what? Because it's a trick or treat type day, I'll respect your trick. And the treat is a sincere thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for the long time support. 18 months. Poppin' Squat. I don't know why I said poopin'. Thank you for the 26 months. Aco Sean, thank you for the 28. Big A, did you do a candy tier list yet? Be careful, you could move markets. How would I be able to move markets on this? Are you guys making large astronomical bets on candy companies based on my decision? It's not even a hard thing to do. Like, okay, boom. Candy tier list instantly. Why do I get I'm getting the Kenny Chesney at the Las Vegas Sphere ads? the No Shoes Nation? This is targeted. I'm a huge Kenny Chesney guy. All right, this is a pretty easy tier list. Reese's are A. This is crap. Kit Kat is like the Kit Kat's a B. 100 Grand's pretty good. Reese's Pieces are, I'm just a Reese's guy, I guess. Sweet Tarts, no, thank you. Three Musketeers, pretty good. Pixie Sticks, trash. Airheads, I've soured on them. I don't know what the fuck that is. Trash. Trash. God tier. B. Good and plenty. Trash. Twizzlers. Basic Twizzlers. Trash. Dots. Trash. M&M's. Fine. I don't know what these are. I don't know what these are. Runts are trash. Laffy Taffy. Not so good. Werther's? What am I, 497 years old? No, I'm older than that, and I don't like Werther's. These are fine, but not that good. Hershey's Kisses, not so good. A Hershey's Bar, I guess, is classic. Mike and Ike's, no thank you. Snickers, pretty good. Almond Joy. Baby Ruth's in A tier. Caramel Apple Pops. Trash. Trash. Good Bar. I don't want any of this crap. Swedish Fish are okay. Blow Pops, they're fine. Fireballs, not really. Tootsies, not really. Fun Dip, bro. Everybody loves some Fun Dip. Well, I just eat the whole stick. I don't even use the dip. Fun Dip gets in the A just because how fun it is. Tootsie Pop, it's fine. Fruit Roll-Ups, I mean, they are pretty good. As a kid, I mean, I don't know if they're kind of sticky now. Gusher's pretty good. Gold Baron, A, S tier. Haribo Gold Bears, dude, especially the German ones, the Saft one. Not two Werthers for the price of fucking none. Keith, Butterfinger is an A tier. Hot Tamales, no. Lemonheads, fine. Tootsie Rolls, this is trash candy. No. Junior Mints, sorry. Ring Pop, too messy. Sticky hands. Toblerone, what am I? That's too wealthy. M&M's Peanuts, slightly better, but you get allergies. People die. Not me, but who knows? These Mambas, they're like overpriced Starburst, not as good. Milk Duds, my dad's favorite candy, too old for me. Milky Way's a B. Now and later, fine. And Apple. A tasty apple on Halloween. A tasty apple on Halloween. Put that right in the top tier. W Apple. Raisinets. A toothbrush? No. Skittles are very good. Sweet Tart. Smarties are too chalky. Starbursts are amazing candy. Sugar Daddies, they get stuck in your tooth and then you pull them and it rips your fucking tooth out, basically. These are disgusting. Candy corn. Twix, pretty damn good. Warheads, pretty damn good if you like sour candy. Whoppers, no thank you. York Peppermint Patty, no thank you. Zero, never heard of it. The list is the list. I accept no notes. I accept no notes. Okay? The list is the list. Where would you put Feastables? S+. Mr. Beast is the greatest candy. He's like a Willy Wonka of our time. Blasphemous fucking list. I don't even think a reasonable human being who enjoys candy, and I enjoy candy as much as the best of them, could not make this your top 3. This is the top 3 best candies here, and it's just not close. Apple's more of a meme. Where would you put sharp objects? Don't be doing that. Don't be giving kids sharp objects in their Halloween candy. Isn't there any licorice? Do you guys really unironically like licorice? How? It's not. The only licorice that I fucking can stomach is they have the. I don't even know if they still make these, dude. There's like the Twizzlers that you can peel the little thing. You can peel them off. The peeling Twizzlers are not bad, but the thick licorice, yuck. No, thank you. Red Vines. Red Vines are pretty good. Red Vine, that's a candy you can get behind. Red Vines are chill, but actual licorice is no good. God, you know what really... Oh, wait, my camera's moving. What really fucks you up is black licorice, especially in these Nordic countries. Wow. I say as I wear a full fucking Viking cosplay. The reason the Vikings died out is because they kept eating disgusting ass black licorice. And that's what fucking killed them. What about my button gumdrop? I don't even know if that was on there. I didn't see it. Australian black licorice greater than? Greater than what? Taking a rusty spoon and driving it into your leg? Yeah, maybe. Like maybe. Maybe it's better than that, but I don't know. It's like not. Yeah, it's certainly not like a guaranteed. Nah, man. Aussie black licorice Poggy's pretty soft and sweet with a little chew, and then he made a little like. How do you make that face in real life? The :3. How do you make that? I describe that face to me in real. I don't understand. That's not. Is it like this? It's a cat smiling. Okay, well, I can't do it then. A smile, but a little mischievous. Like what? Like a Mona Lisa smile? I'm Australian. Our black licorice tastes like sucking veins out of a butt. Why would you describe it like that? Veins? That's nasty. Don't describe it like that. That's gross. I agree with you that black licorice is terrible. You don't need to be so horrific. Want to try trick-or-treating? Why am I not out trick-or-treating? We're having a Halloween party, which I'm going to relatively soon. I mean, I got a little bit of time, but I'm not trick-or-treating. Yes, no whimsy. No, I've got whimsy. I just am not trying to walk around Los Angeles, which, by the way, walking Los Angeles makes no sense, and then knock on doors for candy. I'm an adult man. I can buy my own candy. I'm not whimsyless and soulless. Okay, so why aren't you all trick-or-treating then? If I'm whimsyless for not doing it, why are you guys in here watching and not trick or treating? I am right now. So let's say this. You are a solo adult, man or woman, walking around with your phone, watching Atrioc while you knock on doors for candy. All right, fuck it. Hell yeah. Volume on full blast. Well, I guess that's true. Skull! I'm dressed as a glizzy while doing it. Instead of treats, I give kids the link to Big A for the knowledge. Kids, do you want this Snickers bar? Or do you want to see the Q6 Gambit? I'm currently yelling at some kid in a SpongeBob outfit about subprime loans. Well, speaking of that, my goodness, dude. Nah, maybe I shouldn't go into my subprime loan discussion today, but there's like the fourth or fifth lending company that is just blown up, bankrupt overnight. And everyone keeps saying it's a one-off, especially around auto loans, dude. Happy Halloween, Sunbright, but that's too spooky. I wanted to watch I think maybe it was MKBHD or someone. There's like a new humanoid robot, but the robot is piloted by somebody in a VR headset. I think that's hilarious. I really want to watch that. I wanted to watch that with chat. So I'll watch the MKBHD on that. I think it's teleoperated. That's such a funny way to like pretend it's a humanoid robot in your home. What is the point then? That you could just hire a human, but it's like this weirder way of doing it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, let's watch it. Let's watch it.
Okay, we have to have a conversation about this. I feel like it's been a minute since I've done just like an old school, straight to camera rant video, but this has been all over my timeline lately, so I feel like I have to. So meet Neo, potentially the most futuristic product we've ever seen. This thing is a full-fledged humanoid robot, 5'6", 66 pounds, 4-hour battery life.
Dude, it's funny because I know it's not, but it even looks like a person pretending to be a robot in a suit. It looks like a Halloween costume of a robot. That's crazy. It looks like a person wearing a thick sweater and a mask.
Self-charging, and it lives in your house. It's finally here. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's for doing chores. It's a housekeeper. It has the same dexterity as a human because it's shaped just like a human. Walks around on 2 legs, has 10 fingers. It can fold laundry and put it away for you, or it can do the dishes for you from start to finish and then put everything away. It can go around and water the plants outside or inside on a perfect schedule, and it never forgets a single plant. Dude. And then it'll go around and vacuum and tidy up the house.
Okay, knowing the truth about this is actually even more horrific. It's like, well, I guess we'll get to it. This is horrifying. It's horrifying because a person is doing this.
If anything gets left out,
but you don't even want to see the human.
It always knows where everything is. It can find the TV remote, and it'll basically actively do all the chores that you know you have to do, but you don't actually want to do. And when it's done, it goes back to its little docking spot and charges itself. Imagine going out for the day of work and coming back a few hours later, and everything's done. All the chores are finished. Every single time, every day, you never have to do chores again. That's amazing. Or maybe, let's say you have mobility issues. This thing can sort of act as a personal assistant in a lot of ways.
What's the catch?
These are things that represent a massive value for a lot of people. And it's available to order now? This is available to order? This feels like it could be the best tech announcement of all time in 2025. Except this isn't real.
Oh!
And I mean that in the most literal way possible. This is not real. First of all, It's a pre-order. So you can go to this website right now and you can pick between 3 colors, and then it's either
Okay, wait. Now I'm concerned that this video is actually a human in a fucking costume. Wait, I'm concerned that this video is filmed with actually a human in a costume.
now.
Did they like?
This is available, and I mean that in $20,000 colors.
Let me see.
And then it's either $500 a month subscription for a standard delivery, or you can pay a flat $20,000 to own it outright and get priority delivery. Just drop a $200 fully refundable deposit to get in line today, and deliveries in the US start sometime next year. And that's just
This is a real question. For $500 a month, couldn't you pay someone to do your chores? I do my own chores. I'm not, so I haven't like hired someone, but theoretically, $500 a month, I feel like that would totally cover it. Not daily, maybe. Yeah, but they wouldn't be a robot. Because I do remember, I mean, the one time I've done this, Ari was gone for like 2 weeks or something, and the place was a total mess. Like there was just too much to clean in one day, and I hired like a full house cleaning service, and it didn't cost that much. I mean, maybe it was like, I don't remember, 160, 180 or something, but they did everything top to bottom. That was like a deep dive full day thing. So I can't imagine.
We don't know when it's actually going to ship. Now, to be clear, it's not actually the price that I have a big problem with. Like, I know these numbers seem eye-popping on paper, but this is a first-generation, bleeding-edge humanoid robot assistant. Like, I never thought that this would be cheap. And also, there isn't really competition yet. So you got to imagine.
What if you have social anxiety? Okay. Counterpoint. If I had social anxiety about a human being in my home and touching my things, it wouldn't be assuaged by it being a person digitally with 1,000 cameras walking through my home as a robot picking up all my things. That wouldn't make me feel like they were watching me through the camera. Doesn't make me feel any better.
The target audience is going to be people whose time is worth more than the money they're spending on it. Like, this is for people who the idea of saving a few hours on chores every week so that they can use that time to make more money actually makes logical sense. Like, people really think like that. It's for early adopters. It's for people who want to spend however much they think it's worth on this brand new novel thing. That's fine. But my issue with this product is the gap between what it's actually capable of today and what they're promising as they take your money today. Like, I think when people watch a video like this, they expect that this robot has some sort of built-in artificial intelligence that allows it to recognize objects and navigate around on its own and learn your house and be productive for those
so
hours while
creepy.
you're gone. And that, I think, would be a reasonable thing to get out of watching that video, because that's what it's designed to show. That's what you're supposed to feel. That's the dream. But that's not actually what's happening. So Joanna Stern, the legend, she did a video with this Neo robot also this week where the company showed her all of the things that it could do. And turns out 100% of the things that they showed her were remotely controlled by a human in another room wearing a VR headset with controllers. That's not exaggerating. 100% of the stuff they showed her. The carrying things around, the loading up the dishwasher. I mean, look at this thing.
Like, you know how much harder that's going to be to do for the human assistant in the other room to try to fucking figure out what they're seeing and load all that. They're going to drop things more often. It's not even. Yeah, I mean, there's lag too.
Yeah, all of this is teleoperated. And this was a
Holy
demo set
shit.
up by this 1X company. So this is like best case scenario stuff. And I see a lot of people defending this robot online like, oh, no, there's probably other things that it can do autonomously. They just didn't show her yet. Really? You don't think they would show her
Yeah, of
the best
course
stuff
they
that
would
this
show.
could do autonomously to keep selling the dream? If you watch that keynote video back, To their credit, you'll notice that they actually are very careful to label exactly when the robot is doing something autonomously
Like what?
and not teleoperated. And in that whole nearly 10-minute video, there's exactly 2 scenes that have this label. There's the get the door command.
Get the door, please.
Where the robot walks over to the door because someone's coming up. It grabs the handle, waits for the guest, and then sort of pulls the door open and fumbles backwards a little bit, kind of like a toddler, to let them inside. And then there's the put away the dishes command, where the robot toddles over to the person, recognizes the harmless, not glass, empty cup in its hand, grabs it, and then walks away with it.
There's no fucking way this thing's not dropping shit all over the house. Or yanking your door too hard and fucking breaking it. Cardboard cup, yeah.
Cool. No, seriously, that's actually pretty impressive. Even if I could.
Why is the robot packing? Wait, pause. The robot's packing? I don't.
And then walks away with it.
Okay, the robot's not packing.
Cool.
Keep your eye off the robot's
that's actually
fucking
pretty
groin.
impressive. Even if I could already today unlock the door with my Google Home and a smart lock with just my voice, there is something at least a little bit futuristic about a humanoid robot going to do that.
I mean,
That's
sure.
part of the dream. It's doing it autonomously. But then that also means that everything else happening in this video and everything else we've ever seen this Neo robot do, we can safely assume is remote controlled. So the gap between what this product can actually do today and what it can maybe hopefully do someday in the ideal future it is massive.
Yeah.
They're massive.
Yeah, it's a
apart.
massive
So
gap.
that's really my main issue. There seems to be a bit of a lost art in waiting for a tech product to be actually finished before announcing and unveiling it. Like, do you remember when tech companies would unveil a brand new tech product that they've been working on and then do a demo, and then the next slide was like, this thing is going on sale tomorrow or next week or something like that. And that
Right.
hype would carry right into the buying cycle. You remember that? That was sick.
Jesus
But
Christ,
now, in this
$200
age
monitors.
of all of these AI products, it's like there's this thing where you end up selling the dream before you sell the actual
Well,
product.
they got to raise the money.
And that is dangerous. Like, the promise of AI is so huge and so massive and magnificent and awesome, but is also so clearly not done yet that you end up with stuff like the Humane Pin or even the Rabbit R1.
Dude, can you guys remember life before the Rabbit R1? It changed everything. I can't even imagine going out about my day without my Rabbit R1. It's been such a paradigm shift. I know all of you use it pretty much regularly, but it's like, I almost forgot about, just a few years ago, we barely talked about it or used it. Next to my Zune and my Nintendo Wii U. Yeah, dude.
For example, or heck, even Apple Intelligence, where you have these big promises, but the capabilities are still over here, while the promise is all the way over here. And I'm trying to figure out why they do that. And I think really there's 2 main reasons. And believe it or not, I think Tesla self-driving is a really perfect parallel example for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
See, basically, in order for this robot to be everything people want it to be, they need to develop a super smart AI system that looks through the robot's sensors and is able to learn its environment and recognize everything it's looking at and teach itself to navigate that environment and perform tasks. It has to learn what a laundry room is and what the laundry looks like,
what your
and how to
unique-
fold each type of clothing, and it needs to learn what cups and forks and glasses are and how to pick them up. And it has to be adaptable to all these different sizes and shapes and materials and things of all these houses.
Someone said me at 33 when it was said, it needs to learn how to fold the laundry and what the different type of clothes are. Let's do.
Household objects, so that when the user asks for it to do something, just like, hey, Neo, vacuum the living room when I'm gone, or something like that, then Neo can go, okay, I know where the living room is, I know where the vacuum is, I know how to use the vacuum, where the handle's at, like how much battery life I have,
Yeah,
how much
it's
I
like a
need to
hard
vacuum the whole
task.
living room. I know not to knock over lamps or certain objects in there. And even the laundry folding thing, like just that requires a ton of training data, or at least some way to understand all these different shapes of shirts and jackets and hoods and vests and all sorts of things and hooks and and hangers and what gets
Yeah, I
folded,
get
what
it.
gets
I
dry
get it.
cleaned,
Marcus
all
Brownlee.
these different things. And the list just goes on and on.
It's the rest of this video is 30 minutes of Marquez Brownlee listing different types of objects in your house and chores. And there's an iron, and there's an ironing board, and there's there's legs of the ironing board, and there's a table, and the tables are. I get it. It's difficult. Like it's not the robot's not going to be able to get it.
And like, what if one of the tasks is going and getting the right medication for an elderly person and bringing it to them? That it has to get that right. Like it needs to identify the correct medication at the right time and the right intervals and bring it to them.
I trust
like that,
my Neo robot
that is
to do
one
that.
of a ton of household objects that it has to specifically get really good at. Now, in the self-driving car world, no matter what you think of them, Tesla's definitely a leader here, and they've had a pretty clever approach to trying to work on this problem. Because their problem is their robots on wheels need to learn all of these possible variations and ways to navigate situations that could happen on the road.
What's
and
clever
how to
about
get
it?
around them. Traffic cones, construction zones, weird lane markings, etc., etc. So, with their millions of cars already on the road, they have slowly, very slowly, let people turn on this beta self-driving feature in small stages in their cars, while instructing people to keep their hands on the wheel, of course,
Right.
so that they can slowly start to gather information from people willing to beta test. And so those cars
Right.
will encounter and navigate all sorts of situations for the first time, and then the second time, and then the fifth time, and then the 100th time. And all this data
I mean,
can go.
you might say instead of clever, they lied about it and got people to pay a bunch of money up front for a feature that still isn't released fully in the way they described it when it was sold. And then some percentage of those people died. And the rest were sort of unwilling beta testers that are now being used for a full rollout. That
Go back into the system to help
That
all
would be
these
another way of
cars
describing
learn
it.
and get better. And now at this point, this is like their primary advantage is they have millions and millions of miles of training data
some of
from
you may
people
die.
essentially beta testing for Tesla. It's a robotics challenge. It's an AI challenge, but yeah, they're essentially using early adopters.
Their
to
sacrifice
beta
will not
test
be forgotten. It's very funny.
to make the systems better for the eventual masses. And now this home AI robot challenge is essentially the same thing, but in people's homes, which is potentially way more variables. Like cars have to stick to what's on the road and mostly are operating in a 2D plane. Well, there's obviously different stories. People's houses are crazy different shapes, and there's all sorts of objects in different shapes and types of them, and a million different variables just with household objects. And
That's not folded. That's just not folded. Bro. It's just like mashing your clothes into and then handing it as it falls apart, bro. That's
You
crazy.
could argue that the stakes of self-driving cars are a little higher because of all the safety risks, and if it messes
That's the
up,
new
someone
style.
could
That's
die.
college folding.
Maybe that doesn't happen as often with the home AI robot, but then again, if it gets someone's medication wrong, it's still pretty important. So I think the point here is you don't get to make this awesome, perfect home robot without all of this information. And so they need the training data, and so they go right back to early adopters. So people who press that order now button
20
first
grand,
and who
bro.
actually, I guess, get one of these when they start to ship them, will get a robot that can probably do a few simple things autonomously, like opening doors, but there will be many things it can't do. And for that, if you scroll down on their website, you can see there's expert mode, which is when you have something the robot can't yet do, and you schedule one of their teleoperating employees to look through the sensors into your home and do the task so that the robot can learn from it. And
You have to schedule it. That's so funny. I paid 20 grand so I could schedule one of their overworked minimum wage employees to put on a fucking headset and try to, with a terrible interface, do my dishes. That's the most inefficient way of just getting your dishes done.
Is something that they've pretty directly said that they expect early adopters to be totally cool with. Like, go watch Joanna's video. I'll link it below the like button. She basically grills the CEO about all this stuff, and he's kind of just like, yeah, if you want to be on the bleeding edge of this, like, you know, it will probably blur faces and maybe let you geo-fence certain areas of your house. But
Okay,
yeah,
I can undercut this entire business. For $5,000, I will hire someone on TaskRabbit to wear a robot costume, come to your house and do your dishes. Pay me the $5,000 and I have invented a brand new robot. Okay? A brand new hyper intelligent robot that works incredibly fast, much better than this. And you just schedule it. You can schedule it and it'll come into your dishes. It's incredible.
yeah, that'll
It's
be one of
bleeding
the things
edge.
that they allow you to do. So look, there are certain industries where pre-ordering something that's not finished yet is actually normal behavior. Like this happens all the time with smartphones now. This happens in video games. It even happens a bit with cars these days, although sometimes that can even go too far. But now with all these AI products coming out now, it's resulted so many more times in this strategy. They feel like they have to announce the product way before it's done. And they end up putting out this
Oh, it's
thing
basically
that
started,
is just
bro.
nowhere near the dream. And that's how you get, you know, we talked about the humane pin. Doesn't that sound familiar? Like getting announced with such a high potential
thing was
ceiling
so
and promising that
trash.
this could maybe be a post-smartphone world type of gadget. But it was just absolutely not good when it came out. And not enough people were willing to beta test something with that miserable of an experience. And then the Rabbit R1, like I said, that's another one. And, you know, they are surviving and they're improving, but absolutely with those early adopters. But a $20,000, 5'6" humanoid that wanders around your house and does chores, like, are there really that many people, you think, that are willing to spend that amount of money
Maybe.
and know that they're going to have to potentially give up some pretty serious privacy and are basically going
Dude,
to
it's insane because not only is it like 1,000 cameras, someone you don't know walking around the house and can't identify or trace if they were doing something crazy, but like it's probably recording. So they're just walking around their house with a fucking robot and there's a stranger in a warehouse somewhere fucking record. It's crazy. Yeah, it just feels wild. It feels dystopian.
be a beta tester for some unknown number of years to hopefully
Were they gonna steal
maybe
something?
someday achieve that dream. Some of those people are out there, but is there enough of those people? You know, I don't know. I
Also-
clearly don't know. And
It's 5'6", bro. How's it gonna reach the top shelf? That's where humans can still win. Okay?
I think a lot of other people don't know. There are obviously a lot of potential downsides to this robot. You know, it's too small and weak to carry anything super heavy. It's also too slow and a bit too clumsy, it looks like, to do anything really serious. And it requires inviting a ton of remote viewable cameras and microphones into your house. And it could also fall over and have a hard time getting up. And also, just like the self-driving car, there are a number of situations where the robot getting enough things wrong.
Well, you know
could
what I'll
be-
just do? I'll pay 20 grand for the robot, and then I'll hire a human assistant for the robot. So I'll hire a human that comes around and picks up the robot when it falls down and finishes the dishes whenever it, you know, it's like just that way it's still a robot doing it, but there's a human making sure the task gets done.
be dangerous. Like even like just the medication stuff that I talked about earlier, or even it just clumsily dropping something made of glass or any other various potentially dangerous household situation. And also, I'm not even sure it has to be human shaped, but that's another argument for another video. But the upside clearly is the dream. Like Rosie the robot from the Jetsons.
Oh, I take it back. It can do the 6'7" thing?
Various potentially dangerous household situation. And also,
I'm sold.
I'm not even sure it has to be human shaped.
I'm
But
fucking
that's
sold,
another
dude.
argument for another video. But the upside clearly is the dream.
Holy shit. That is the dream. That is the upside. Let me buy 10, dude. I'm going to invest my life savings. Imagine I don't need human friends. Like I'm going to have people here for a party. What if instead of human friends over, I have 10 of these in a circle and they're all doing the 6'7"? That'd be way more fun.
Like Rosie the robot from the
It
Jetsons
can
type
still
of dream.
dab.
A personal assistant that seamlessly goes around your house and quietly does all the stuff that you don't want to do and does it better and faster as time goes on and does it in quiet hours of the night. The point is, this is the new AI promise problem that we have. It's not just this product and this company. This is, the most visible one on all our timelines right now, but it's like all these AI products are promising the world way, way before they have a product that's ready to actually show anyone and take money for it. And theoretically, this is what we want AI to do, right? It's not just like AI generated videos and slop and random copyright infringement. Like, we want it to be doing actually useful, productive stuff. That's not the issue. It's just the gap.
I wanted to do both. I wanted to, while it's doing my dishes, write new episodes of SpongeBob for me and say them out loud. I wanted to do the SpongeBob voice and the Patrick voice while it's fucking doing my dishes. Yeah, that would be the ideal. I need to do both. Just the brain rot and the
gap. That's the issue. And closing that gap is so hard. And this is one of the obvious examples. Like, the people that would benefit most from the ideal version of this robot, like the elderly or people with disabilities, are the least likely to become early adopters. So it's tough. I can actually applaud them for showing everything that they did to Joanna in that video. Fun fact, they actually reached out to me 10 months ago in January from a random Gmail address offering to do a sponsored video. I didn't respond. I didn't think it was anywhere close to real or worth doing a video or talking about, but we'll see how this ages. Like, we might look back at this in 12 months and everyone everywhere is shipping great AI products and humanoid robots, and it's all a dream, and I look like an idiot. In which case, great. We made it through that gap somehow.
All right. I'll take the under. Big AU and Stan should each get one and start a robot fighting league. Not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. The loser loses 20 grand. Atrioc would flush his head like the toilet in Hitman. Dude, watch the J-Reg video. I'm not gonna watch the J-Reg video, but I did have dinner with J-Reg the other day. He was in LA. And he invited me out to Korean barbecue. And we went and had a good time. It was fun. I got to meet, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Value Select. They're like a YouTube band, I guess. They make like funny songs. And I got to meet them, and they're really cool. W lesbian costume. Do you think I'm dressed as a lesbian? Do you think that's the... It's a Viking costume. It's not... Why would this... Doesn't even make sense as a lesbian costume. I got an axe. I got a fucking helmet. I have 5 lesbian friends who dress like that. Are they about to fucking raid the shoreline? I don't think so, dude. You are slaying regardless, queen. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. You look like how Bayonetta would dress. Doesn't Bayonetta dress in like leather? Bayonetta. I mean, me and Bayonetta have the same kind of ass. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that right now. Ass tier list. It's being me and Bayonetta up in S tier. You look like Tech Knight in The Boys. I've heard that before. I don't see it. Isn't Bayonetta naked except for her hair? No way, right? No way. That's not the lore? Bayonetta clothes hair? You guys know too much about Bayonetta. That's great. That's insane. That doesn't make any fucking sense. This is clearly not hair. Like, this just isn't hair, bro. That's hair. This isn't. It's magic. Fuck you. That's my response to that. Fuck you. That's stupid. That's stupid. That's obviously clothes. That's not hair. She's a witch. That's like fixing every plot hole in Star Wars by saying it's the Force, bro. It's like, no, I'm not buying it. You can't just say it's the Force. You can't just say she's a witch and it just covers everything. Okay? That's not. Bro, it was the Metachlorians. Okay? Bayonetta has to have the lowest percentage of people who actually played the game versus fans. What does that mean? It's just not a popular game, is what you're saying? It's done pretty well, right? New good work. Is it interesting?
Enterprise data.
What does Oracle actually do? Could be interesting. Could be interesting. Could be interesting. I was thinking, wait, how Costco cracked Japan's market? That's kind of interesting. Why Zuck is so good at making terrible products?
A few
Well, this sounds interesting.
weeks ago, a new TikTok-like social media app launched where all the videos were
This is
AI
Vibes?
generated. Users can comment on and share
But it's so funny that even selling out to make AI slop, Vibes got nobody interested because everyone went to Sora. Like this whole thing, they was forgotten about day one. This is embarrassing. We're both wearing pelts.
the videos, plus generate new ones themselves, including of people who look very familiar, almost like it's deepfaking. And now you're probably thinking, duh, we've all heard of Sora before, but I'm actually talking about the Meta Vibes. What? You've never heard of Meta Vibes before?
I heard about
Maybe
it
that's
day
because
one.
while the new Sora app has often topped the iOS App Store list since it launched and is seemingly all anyone can talk about on the internet, Meta's AI app, which includes both the video
By the way, Sora, I mean, we talked about how they need to monetize it and how they were surprised by people generating a ton of stuff on Sora but not making any money. I saw recently that Sora changed their rules. So now if you want to make more than like, I don't know, I think it was 10 videos on Sora, you have to pay extra per token. So all the comments in the Sora subreddit are like, fuck you, I'm so... Also, what is T dating advice? Threads is 5? Who's using Threads?
generator Vibes and is also needed to pair your Meta Ray-Ban glasses, routinely fails to get even into the top 100 lists. In fact, on my Android phone here in Germany, where AI apps like ChatGPT and Gemini are in the lead, Meta's AI is not even on the top list at all. Vibes, which broadly does the same thing as Sora, has generally been broadly ignored despite launching earlier, despite being more or less globally available for free on Android, iOS and the web, while Sora is locked to only iOS and only the US and Canada, and also needs an invite code, and despite Vibes also directly connecting to gigantic platforms like Instagram, Facebook and WhatsApp. It is mind-boggling that the social media company with billions of users has been beaten so badly at social video AI, especially when, in the last couple of years, all Mark Zuckerberg has been doing is spending any money that he can find on AI. They're spending up to a mind-warping $72 billion
Chump
in a
change.
single year in just capital expenditures driven by AI, which, just for context, is more than the entire GDP of 3 different US states. They're building data centers that are the size of entire cities. They keep buying shares of AI startups like
It's fucking worth it as long as I can get a majestic depiction of Mahadev walking gracefully on Earth surrounded by swirling clouds in a serene landscape. Okay? This shit is worth it. On God, first time catching a stream, bro. What is he wearing? Think of the context clues, bro. Just think about the context clues. Do you think this is my normal outfit? You have any idea what day it is? Look at the fucking title. Put 2 and 2 together. Okay? I'm dressed as a lesbian.
gigantic platforms like Instagram, Facebook and WhatsApp. It is mind-boggling that the social media company with billions of users more than the size of entire cities. They keep buying shares of AI startups like Scale AI for tens of billions of dollars. They've poached individual AI researchers with pay packages reaching $250 million per individual. And this year, Meta has spent so much money on AI that they had to take out what is essentially a loan for $29 billion. This means Zuck has ramped up the spending so much that for the first time since I can remember, even Meta's insane cash flows couldn't cover what he's doing, and so he had to start borrowing money. Zuck has openly said that he plans to win by just outspending all of their competitors, and he also said
all that money is spent so you can have someone generate a video of your CEO laughing while money falls while you make it.
The potential risk to his business is actually that they might underspend compared to the others.
And if we end up misspending a couple of
Bro, I've
$100
seen this
billion,
clip 100 times now.
I think that is
Everyone's
going to
using
be
this clip.
very unfortunate, obviously. But what I'd say is I actually think the risk is higher on the other side.
In other words, the money printer in Meta went absolutely brrr, and
Why is
yet
the money
so
so
far,
wet?
Meta's massive spending on generative AI has not really helped them win in any area that really matters. They're right now losing social video to Sora. Meta's chatbot has so far completely failed to take market share from ChatGPT. AI coding is mostly being won by the likes of GitHub Copilot, not Meta. AI search is unsurprisingly dominated by Google, and in the world of specialized AI apps, Google has had standout hits like Notebook LM and Nano Banana, while Meta's attempts, such as letting users chat with AI avatars of celebrities, have so far been spectacular failure.
Dude, I don't know if he's going to talk about this, but I saw a product from Meta that I thought was so fucking insane. It was like, I put it in my notes. Here it is, dude. Look at this shit. Wait. Look at this shit. No, it's not pre-watched unless it's in the video. It's chat with AIs. You can chat with YN, okay? Or Sloppy Mustard Man. Oh no, there's mustard everywhere. What the fuck is this? What? People want this? 106,000 people sent messages to fucking Sloppy Mustard Man? 13 million for YN, by the way. This is crazy. One guy with 106K messages. I guess that's a very specific niche. That's a very, he's relatable. He's relatable. Does this even exist anywhere? Y'all stop talking bad about my dog.
Really, open weight or open source models were the only area where Meta had some early success, but here too, competition from the likes of DeepSeek.
I'm sorry, you said you had a group chat with both of these? So after a long day at work, you just kick back in the group chat with YN and Sloppy Mustard Man and just like vibe about your day? Just get different perspectives on the news of the day. That's pretty sick.
Mistral has been strong, and lately the company has started to abandon its open source commitments anyway. Meanwhile, the firm has also reportedly chosen to completely abandon their next big frontier model, called Behemoth, because of disappointing performance, and so it seems like they're throwing years of hard work away. By all accounts, Meta has bet the whole farm on generative AI, but so far nothing really seems to have stuck. But Zuck's real hidden superpower is that he's built himself an empire that allows him to do exactly this, to take huge bets and to fail harder, bigger and faster than any other, and then to just try again. He has carefully created unique structures that allow him to set tens of billions of dollars on fire again and again.
I feel like they have made progress with the glasses. It does feel like the Ray-Ban Meta glasses have made progress, but I feel like everything else, I haven't seen any other footholds get in. The Meta Quest, maybe. Yeah, maybe the Meta Quest. But I do know, because I've seen people out with those glasses. I mean, it's still LA, so I don't know if it's like a catching on, but I've seen people in LA with those glasses who aren't tech people.
This seems like a terribly wasteful strategy until every now and then it actually works. This video is sponsored by Incogni. technology and politics. Get Mark on any stage or in any interview, and these are the two things that he will inevitably have very strong opinions on. But listen to what he actually says in either of those fields just a few years apart, and the only thing that you can guarantee is that those opinions will have radically changed over even such a short period of time. The most memorable shift for the average onlooker likely came from Zuck's most recent political pivot. He now unconditionally praises President Trump. He suddenly thinks that online platforms should not moderate speech. He has developed mixed reality helmets for the US Army together with Anduril, and he loves to talk about how China's rise is America's most urgent threat. Right. Mark now likes to present these opinions as self-evident, but not long ago he banned Trump from his platforms after the January 6th attacks. Until recently, he was also very much in favor of speech moderation. He also fired Palmer Luckey, the head of Anduril, from Meta, likely over disagreements. He used to actively refuse to work for the military due to supposed moral implications, while not that long ago, Zuck also personally went on an all-out charm offensive to court China. Here he is flexing his Mandarin skills in Beijing, for example.
I think he offered to name his firstborn child after Xi Jinping or something, who then turned it down. I remember that era of Zuck. Okay, he asked Xi Jinping to name his child. He said, "I'm going to have a kid, Xi. Could you do me the honor of naming it?" And then Xi Jinping said, "No, I'm not going to do that." That's that's wild. So now he's, and after that slight, now he's worried about China.
就是 给学生用的，所以他用语文
Holy shit. Can a white boy speak a
If
little
you're wondering, in
Chinese?
the speech he had pretty terrible pronunciation, but actually surprisingly decent Mandarin for a new learner, and that's not all. The speech was held in Beijing's famous Tsinghua University, where he got appointed as a board member, and that same year he also reportedly asked Xi Jinping to name his unborn child.
Come on.
Extremely normal. As former colleagues have since revealed, conquering China was Zuckerberg's white whale, the thing that he wanted but could never get, and he reportedly also offered many times to help censor content and to share facial recognition technology with the Chinese authorities. I've only picked out a couple of the, quite frankly, mind-blowing political shifts that Zuck has gone through, and this ability to do a complete 180 turn when faced with a new situation is something that Zuck has carried over to his product strategy as well. We've already discussed how he recently all of a sudden went all in on generative AI. But what you might not have realized is that even within this field, Zuck has already gone through one massive pivot. See, initially his big pitch was that unlike everyone else, he was going to build open source AI and that this openness would give his firm an unbeatable advantage.
Yeah.
He claimed again and again that open source projects like Linux and Chromium over time came to dominate everything from servers to smartphones as they allowed developers to tinker with them and to build their businesses on top of them with greater confidence and flexibility. He said that by Meta making massive investments into AI models and then opening those for collaboration, this would lead to inevitable victory as well, and so he hired a team and ran with this approach. Now, many people questioned just how open his models actually were in reality, but at least on paper, this was at least a compelling idea. Except, as we've seen in practice, this didn't really seem to work. Meta was actually starting to fall behind the competition, and so Zuck has already announced that they're actually going to pivot again. A few months ago, he completely reorganized his team. He fired and rehired people for a second attempt, and essentially he gave up on the original open source focus. Instead, in July, he announced that personal superintelligence would be their new focus. It's too early to tell what this will actually mean in practice, though Zuck seems to think that the winning strategy will be to have an AI that knows you very personally on a deep level. By all accounts, this is a huge change for the company internally, and I guess we'll see soon enough whether it works or not, but this is also entirely in line with how Zuck has done his pivots in the past. Before his first AI obsession, Zuck announced in 2021 that his firm was going to go all in on them.
I mean, they changed the name of the company to Meta, and now they don't give a fuck about the metaverse, like instantly. You gotta stick with it beyond this, Zuck. If you're gonna go all in on the metaverse,
Remember that? Today this is really only seen as a kind of bad joke, but it's hard to overstate just how serious Mark was about this.
I believe the metaverse is the next chapter for the internet. And it's the next chapter for our company too. So I've been thinking a lot about what this means for our company and who we are as we embark on this journey.
I hate this so much. He renamed his whole company over this.
I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta.
His Reality Labs division, which built the hardware and the software for the metaverse, lost an ungodly amount of money, somewhere around 60 to 70
that's nothing to
billion
what they're
dollars
spending
over
now.
the tech so far. And he somehow convinced many other business people that the metaverse is going to be huge too. JP
I mean, he got Apple scared enough to speed up the fucking Vision Pro, which has also been a disaster. And Apple usually doesn't bite like that, you know? But they did bite, and they did make that trash product, and it did fucking sell like none. So I guess that was one fun thing that Zuck did there.
Morgan hilariously bet that the metaverse is going to be a $1 trillion yearly opportunity as it became the first bank to open in a virtual world, while Citibank somehow made an even more ridiculous statement than that.
The metaverse could have around 5 billion total users by 2030, creating a target addressable market worth as much as $13 trillion.
5 billion
It's
people.
such a weasel word. You just say could, and it's like, okay, where'd you get that stat? I don't know. I pulled it out of my ass. Yeah, sure, it could. I guess you could say could for anything. Do 5 billion people have internet? I think so by now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 5 billion people do have internet. Maybe.
$13 trillion. These are numbers that are so ridiculous, I don't even really know how to put them into context. Like, Meta, the entire company, not just the Reality Labs division, the entire company in the year that this statement was made, their revenue was less than 1% of $13 trillion. How on earth would they have gotten to $13 trillion by 2030? That is so ridiculous. Anyway, importantly, Zuck's definition of the metaverse was not just VR, which has happily existed as a niche of its own, but essentially a digital world where everyday people would put on a headset and spend many hours a day socializing and hanging out with others, but also own objects in virtual land in the form of what else but NFTs.
Commerce is going to be a big part of the metaverse. You'll be able to sell both digital and physical products.
More than anything, this metaverse was supposed to be embodied by Horizon Worlds, Meta's social hangout space, and other experiences that would see people hanging out.
The very funny one, I think Jarvis did a video where he explored Horizon Worlds, and it's just so, and this is back when it was more recent, and it's just so empty. It's a fucking ghost town. It's like kids that are left at home by their parents who bought this stupid trinket.
And also working remotely in Meta's virtual worlds. Mark very clearly completely drank his own Kool-Aid on this, and yet I've had a hard time finding anything in recent corporate history that has had a worse return on investment so far. While the costs in Reality Labs, which includes both the Quest and the smart glasses lines, has continued to balloon, revenues have simply not picked up at all. And as a reminder, these revenue figures also include the Meta Ray-Bans, which have supposedly been popular from around 2023 or so, and that means that the sales of Quest headsets had to have been particularly disappointing. People who do buy the headsets famously typically get bored of them very quickly, leading to very low retention rates, and while some third-party social spaces like Gorilla Tag and VRChat have at least found some dedicated fans, Meta's own flagship product, Horizon Worlds, which cost billions to develop, is basically a ghost town with nothing compelling in it to do. So that was Zuck's last big spectacular pivot before the current AI boom, but if you look further, there's actually plenty more. There was, for example, Libra from 2019,
I remember that.
or maybe you remember it as DM because it was renamed.
Another one, but I'm just gonna fucking pre-say this before he talks about it because it's such a funny. Do you guys remember? I forgot what they called it. It was like a video chat device for your home. It was like a one-touch portal, Meta Portal. It was the portal. It was like a one-touch video chat device where you could basically FaceTime your family or something. No one remembers. This wasn't even that long ago. It's crazy. It's like relatively recent. And it flopped just because it was Facebook. Like, everybody is pretty comfortable with having a video call thing. They do it on their phones. But this flopped specifically because it was Facebook, because people didn't want to do it with Facebook. It was just a pure toxic brand.
To that a while later, or maybe you don't remember it at all because of how badly it flopped. Anyway, it was Zuck's biggest obsession before the metaverse, and he essentially pitched it as a global currency based on what else but the blockchain. His company would develop a digital currency in collaboration with others like MasterCard, Visa, and PayPal, and all of them would act as a sort of central bank for the world. I made a whole video about Libra back when it came out in case you want to immerse yourself in some retro insanity, but yeah, it never really went anywhere. But then go back even further and there's the Facebook portal, which was supposed to take on Amazon Alexa when people thought that ambient computing was going to be the next big computing category. Or hey, for a real nostalgia
Okay,
trip...
he skipped over it real quick, but like this was pretty funny because the product wasn't that crazy. It was like a high-tech, high-quality video conferencing camera, which probably would have been pretty useful, I don't know, during COVID or I don't know, for family. Like I think I could have got this as a gift for my family and video call. It didn't seem that crazy of an idea, but nobody wanted to do it with Facebook.
That ambient computing was going to be the next big computing category. Or hey, for a real nostalgia trip, do you remember when Facebook wanted to essentially make phones just as those became popular? I got my hands on this cute little guy for the video, which is called the HTC Cha-Cha, and it was one of the few attempts by Zuckerberg to try to skin Android phones into becoming vehicles for Facebook services with special buttons and integrations all over the OS. Unsurprisingly and thankfully...
So, I mean, the story of Facebook is one dominant product, Facebook. Everything else was acquired. They didn't innovate anything else from internally. And then that generating enough free cash flow to fund an infinite amount of failures. I mean, either they steal something, you know, a feature, or buy out something, or have they created anything at Facebook that is actually like pound for pound profitable? Google does this too, but Google's had success. It's like, what is a Facebook innovation? Didn't they make or buy WhatsApp? They bought WhatsApp, so I'm not counting that. It's I mean, they've made smart acquisitions. I'll never deny that. I had a ranking of the best acquisitions of all time, and like 3 of them went to Zuck. You know, like, they made really smart buys. They got Instagram for like the greatest price of all time. They bought Instagram for like $3 billion or something, and it's worth $100 billion plus probably. I mean, it was a great deal. It was $1 billion. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think maybe WhatsApp was $3 billion. It was one of the two. But they made great acquisitions. But have they made anything? I don't think so. They invented minion memes. No, that was their dedicated user base of old people on Facebook. Those people made the minion memes. They deserve the credit.
That never really worked either. And I could keep going on with the pivots, but the point is, Zuck loves to...
I guess you could say Threads. If Threads keeps getting bigger, theoretically Threads. I mean, it's not like it's an amazing innovation, but it is a homegrown app. It's not, I wouldn't say that's crazy.
Make dramatic shifts whenever he senses that there is a change in the political or technological landscape. He is absolutely not afraid to commit unthinkable resources behind many of these projects, and if they don't work out, he just tries again with something completely new. Now at this point you're probably thinking that these constant pivots, which also seem to fail spectacularly usually, can't possibly be a sustainable strategy, but I actually think that Zuck is uniquely well set up to just keep doing them. To begin with, while Zuckerberg owns only about 13% of Meta's stock, he actually controls around 60% of the vote. He insisted on keeping it that way in the early days and has managed to retain complete control over the company.
Yeah, all his shares have like 20x voting rights. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, and it's on. He has like different class shares. He has Class A. Everybody has Class B. He has 20x the voting rights, so he doesn't need to own that many.
Since, meaning he essentially can't be fired. While most other tech giants like Apple, Microsoft, and Google have professionally appointed CEOs whom shareholders can vote to fire if they waste a bunch of money, the same is not true for Zuck, and so he can afford to take him.
I'd be shocked if Threads is bigger than Blue Sky. I'm pretty sure Threads is much bigger than Blue Sky. It's just like it's gotten big in some Southeast Asian countries. Like it has a big user base in countries that have low revenue. So it's not able to sell a ton of ads, it's not super profitable. but it is big. Like Threads has been doing decently well, actually, but just not in America.
Much bigger risks. And then also unique to Meta is just how insanely profitable their core business has been for decades. Facebook and Instagram have changed surprisingly little since their ad-based business models were implemented, and they continue to throw off so much cash that they allow Zuckerberg to just finance whatever the hell he wants. It doesn't matter if a bet on the metaverse or open source AI or cryptocurrency burns a couple of $1 billion or even tens of billions, because Meta can quite frankly afford that, and even investors don't really seem to care. And meanwhile, Zuck, I think, is also unique in having a personality that is well suited for this constant pivoting. He clearly seems to be able to just throw away former beliefs incredibly easily, be those political, moral, or technology related. While most people would have trouble convincing themselves or their employees or their investors of a completely new direction every year or two, Zuck clearly doesn't. And so this combination of a uniquely flexible personality and insanely profitable core business, plus control over voting shares, allows him to just make massive bets again and again until something at some point just sticks. Which, will anything ever stick? I've so far talked a lot about Zuck's failures, but I think many of his long-term bets are slowly coalescing into something that might actually work. I'm talking about Meta's smart glasses, of course, which are the first product category from Meta in years that I think both has real potential and is also a category where Meta seems to be truly ahead of the...
Yeah, I said that earlier, but I do agree. Like, I do think if they have something, it's with this. It's still not making money yet, but like this is something. Some people are trying this.
The competition, at least for now. It is very much early days for these, so success is far from guaranteed. Google and Apple are aggressively rolling out their competing products now as well that I think might have some unique advantages due to being tied into their existing device ecosystems, but it's clear to me that Meta has a really promising product so far. If you've ever talked to people who actually bought these, you'll almost certainly have heard that the people really like them, and while sales are still in the low single-digit millions...
Okay, well, I'll say, I did try them. The camera's cool. The battery life is terrible. And talking to it is like, in order to get the model, I mean, it'll get better, right? But to get the model to run on the glasses, it's like super stripped down or something. It can't actually answer any question other than like the most basic shit. So I don't know. It's you know, there's potential, I guess, but it just doesn't feel like it could be a phone replacement, but I could be thinking too dumb. Maybe if it was really, really good.
Growth very much looks exponential for now. To be fair, Zuck has said many times that the success of these glasses were originally quite a surprise for him. He has clearly stated that he thought the mass appeal for glasses and headsets would only come once they could project rich 3D environments using complex displays, and once they could map their surroundings with multiple cameras, etc. You know, the metaverse stuff, whether it's through VR tech from the Quest line or AR tech like the stuff that we've seen in Project Orion. These simple glasses were just supposed to be kind of tiny stepping stones on the way to those. The basic ones don't even have a display, and while the more advanced ones do have a very simple heads-up display, that only shows little bits of information like notifications. And yet it's these relatively simple devices that appear to have shown by far the most traction so far. The ones with not a whiff of the metaverse anywhere around them. And while sure, it took some massive failed bets for Meta to almost accidentally get to this point, it's also true that some of the stuff that they've developed over the years did become really useful here too. Meta's neural band, which lets you precisely control your glasses, kind of like a virtual mouse by reading your muscle impulses in your arm, was originally designed with more complex devices in mind, but has actually turned out to be super useful for simpler glasses as well. And similarly, while Meta likely wasted tens of billions of dollars on AI projects that often flopped, hey, their glasses now do have an AI assistant built in that's actually reasonably useful and will likely get much smarter over time too.
Yeah, I didn't
in a
think
way,
it was reasonably
Zuck
useful.
just has to fail enough times until he eventually strikes gold. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not rooting for them to win, because I don't personally want to live in a world where AI-infused privacy-invading face cameras are a commonplace from Meta, no less. Because then to remove Zuck from my life, I'd not only have to convince myself not to wear one, but also everyone else that I interacted with, which seems like a really daunting task. But hey, if there's an arms race of corporations trying to capture all of our data online without our consent, there's now also a counter arms race in trying to get all of that data deleted. And our site just got a major new upgrade.
Check it out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's strange for sure. It's strange. Yo, big A, UK Frog here. UK media has made up its mind on Graham Plattner. Why would UK media have an opinion on Graham Plattner? He's a fucking Maine politician. That's like us reporting on the fucking city council in Glastonbury. Who the fuck cares, bro? Why they shouldn't even be talking about it. Who is running in Glastonbury? Glastonbury mayor. The current mayor? This guy? Holy shit. Damn, bro, really? That's the mayor? God damn, I would not have expected that. That's fucking Dumbledore undercover. You have a wizard for a mayor. He does have that shit on. No doubt about that. What does he have to do in this job? That shit's crazy, bro. He's so fresh. His council members are mostly hobbits, an elf, and a dwarf. What's this?
So this
I went on Atrioc and every political streamer got mad at me. Jared put up a video an hour ago about me. Holy! What the hell?
Atrioc guy found out about my political meta update video.
I thought it was really funny and insightful and covered parts. Why is he blowing out my mic volume? That can't be my fucking volume on the stream, right? I sound way too loud. Of the internet that I didn't really understand or know about.
And I went on his stream
That's
to
not my
explain
mic.
some emerging.
That's not my mic. Why did he blew it out, dude? What the hell? That's not my mic. No, that you guys are saying that like it's true, but it's not. I watch my own clips, bro. It doesn't sound like that. That's crazy. That you literally, you're saying I told you and you're wrong. We can watch a clip right now, bro. It doesn't sound like that. A just cleans it up. It doesn't do shit. You guys are fucking gaslighting me. I'm getting gaslit so hard. Slow down. FOMC React Day. I don't miss an FOMC, but usually this sounds totally fine. This is the last one we watched on stream. It was so much fun. I figured I'd do it again. So this sounds totally fine. And then he's got me blown out.
Political
Of the internet that I didn't really understand. He put an effect on it, bro. I don't know what he did, but he put an effect on it. Stand or know about.
And I went on his stream to explain some emerging political tribes. I thought it went well. It was a good conversation. And that was surprising to me because he is a streamer. Streaming is an inherently satanic medium. It siphons away your grill and replaces human connection with some guy on your screen that you need to pay $10 to talk to. So I'm not going to post the whole thing here. You can watch it on Atrioc.
Wow. $6. Let's get real. Let's get real, J-Reg. It's $6, okay? Don't try to upcharge.
Atrioc's channel. It was a good vid, but it evoked a lot of thoughts that I want to talk through here on my channel. And I'll also take you through how every streamer that I mentioned in that video was summoned like a Voldemort or Bloody Mary or something as soon as I said their name. We started by giving him a rundown on my previous eras.
The idea was there's these four political extremes. We got a communist, an anarchist, a capitalist, and a fourth.
He put something on this mic. Why? But why? Why is he blowing? Now his mic sounds terrible. I don't understand why you did this. Why not just play the clip? I have to confirm. I have to confirm this. I think I'm going crazy. I feel like I'm getting gaslit so hard. Too much text.
You are. Yeah. So I mean, I think like probably a really good way to explain it is just. I heard you talk about that, and I don't think you should feel bad about using slurs against now. And it was sort of, you know, an effort to.
It sounds totally normal. It sounds totally normal. These new internet spheres that are popping up. Sounds totally normal. Why would he do this? Why did he do this? It's not the same. I'm being gaslit.
Guy, and it was sort of you know, an effort to push people of different political tribes to find commonalities in a way that's not in a middle ground sort of way, but in a way that's more radical.
And he was already familiar with my anti-clanker work.
I don't focus on that quite as much anymore because my interest has sort of, you know, gone other places.
I mean, it sounds like your interest lately is hating robots. That is the
that's kind of my that's my current fixation. Yeah.
Relevant to the anti-clanker movement, I explained to Atrioc why using slurs against clankers is morally good. Actually,
clankers, tin skins.
Yeah, I was
you
just
know, other such things.
I don't want to say the other ones. They sound.
Well,
Is he worried I'm going to copyright strike him or something? I literally don't understand why he fucking audio gave the shit out of it. Yes, I heard it in person. Again, I've seen his anti-clanker stuff, but now I heard him talk about it over dinner. Okay? He talked about wanting, there was a robot in LA, you know, going down the street delivering a pizza or whatever. He talked about wanting to rip it open, like to tear it, to flip it over and rip it open. Copyright strike? Wait, top comment? Wait, doesn't read chat. What's the top comment? I certainly did not mess up the audio and re-upload the video. I don't know what you're talking about. Thank God he wrote that comment, because you guys were going to gaslight me till the end of fucking time and pretend like it was exactly the same. Thank God. Literally, there's not a fucking heart in your fucking brain. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
I don't think you should feel bad about using slurs against robots.
Was he going to re-upload it? Because this is horrendously loud.
Can't feel, if they can feel, then they should feel bad, because that's what I do with my sentience. I suffer, so you know, I don't see why they should be any different. Part of the reason it's actually quite, you know, it's sort of reclaiming these slurs, and it's taking us back to a time.
We begin by talking about post-racial fascism. Now, throughout this video, I'm using various internet characters, mostly streamers, as examples of different emerging political ideologies. I do this throughout the entire video. And this is sort of the main problem I'm kind of working through live here as I review this footage, which is that all of these streamer motherfuckers have mountains and mountains of lore to comb through, and a bunch of supporters who get very triggered if you say the wrong thing about them. And obviously, you know,
if you say, for example, if you're talking shit about me, that I don't like coffee or that my fingers look normal, the squad's gonna be on you. The triggering will be fucking real, dude. They will attack. It's like the Bayhive, dude. They're all over.
I'm trying to choose my words very carefully and speak in such a way that I am accurately describing every political character in a way that every other political character can agree with, including the political character I am describing. So I use this thumbnail and I basically say, everyone here is a fascist despite being non-white. This was the first bird whose feathers I ruffled, I guess. As Nick Fuentes then proceeded to be fed this information by one of his chatters, that I had made a video saying that the alt-right is too mixed.
Roman Groy percent $10.
I did find out at dinner with J-Reg that Nick Fuentes is, his dad's Mexican. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is fucking crazy. I didn't believe it. He's so openly white nationalist. Like I know, but it's crazy.
Jarek saying the new alt-right is too brown and not about Aryanism anymore and only ABT anti-Semitism. Our leaders are Tatier and Candice. You're
He's
the
not
only
Latino
mostly white
like
guy.
me.
The whole movement is Italians and Latinos.
That's just a stupid outsider's take.
Nick Fuentes then goes on to explain how white people often fall for this Jewish myth that I'm repeating here.
All these white people are being tricked by Jewish people to follow Ben Shapiro and all this other crap.
Wait a second.
This is complicated.
Did Nick Fuentes just call me white? To be fair, we are about equally white, considering I am also 25% Hispanic. So I'm just glad he's consistent. It's like these guys have nothing to do because they're streaming for 12 hours a day. And so every time someone utters their name, that becomes content. With that in mind, I'm going to see how much dark necromancy I can invoke in the next 30 seconds. Aiden Ross!
That's why the trick is to stream only 2 hours, 45 minutes a day. Okay. Then you don't have that much time to fill. So you don't have to do that much stuff. That's the trick. Okay? Other streamers should learn from this.
Stable Ronaldo,
And not even a
Ludwig
day.
XQC, H3H3, Pokimane.
Okay.
Kai Sinat, Ninja. Now look, I didn't say that the alt-right was too mixed. Okay?
Can we get Kai
I just
Sinat and
said
Ninja to have a discussion on
the
J-Reg?
most prominent figures on it are mixed, which is true. This is just an objective fact here. It's just one of those uncomfortable facts, you know? Like all the white leftists. It's just, you know, it's not ideal. I know. Now here, I basically call the generational run of Nick Fuentes.
I am less in the weeds. Like, I've never seen any content from Nick Fuentes. I never heard him speak. I don't know what he talks like. This is what I told him at dinner. I really had no idea who Nick Fuentes was when we did this call. But now you see him all over the place. I see him everywhere because I watch his content religiously to learn the best talking points. But I mean, for me, that's what made me like respect him being ahead of the game, because I did not know about you and Asmund both. Why does my fucking fur keep coming off? If I was in the Viking world, they would make fun of me for my fur always going off. But I have seen when he's president.
He's breached containment. In the next like 6 months, you'll be hearing a lot about him.
Okay.
I actually met up with Atrioc last week, and he told me there that I was, he had ended up hearing a lot more about Nick Fuentes because of the containment breach that I described earlier. But I don't want to take credit for predicting this, okay? He was already sort of post-containment breach when I said this. And also, Atrioc himself basically predicted the rise of a further right figure.
I realize that a vast majority of people online get their opinions from one of these three people. There's a market opportunity for something else, and it's fun to write.
Damn, I'm funny.
There's this idea called castizo.
It's fucked though. Someone watching this is gonna get the impression that, like, listen, maybe this Atrioc guy's a little funny, but his mic is fucking horrible. If you're watching this, he only changed the audio on all the clips. It's insane. He just blew the ears out.
Futurism, sort of
No,
like
my audio's
accepting
fine.
a very mixed society, but like doing your best to work within that society in a fascist.
I'm actually getting frustrated. You guys are saying, to be fair, it is. It's not. It's not. I'm watching clips. We already know of shit. The result, which is another
is
rate
how
cut.
it should
Again,
sound.
The government can
This
raise
sounds
fine. This sounds great. This is the audio that I recorded on this mic 2 days ago. It sounds great. This is what I wanted to sound like. Lower interest rates to either slow down or speed up the economy. It sounds great. So you're fucking rage baiting me. I'm getting 80% of my react to this video is just getting fucking mauled about dude, Adish. What a... Oh, I gotta message Adish. We gotta get a better title thumb for that clip, bro. Bad boss alert. Messaging someone on Halloween. Adish Arid. Jon Snow getting cocky. What does Jon always say? I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want the throne. Me, as it were, which is
way and sort of, over time lighten the skin tone of very...
Castizo is a term that means Spanish person mixed with indigenous blood and basically offers a path to redemption for those with mixed race blood. So me and Fuentes, we could become white. Let's go! Of course, this bleeds into the obvious critique of the idea of post-racial fascism, which is that you still have a racial hierarchy and whites are still at the top. It's just you sort of have a gradient in a society.
Ashkan, are you coming over or what? Ashkan, come over. We're drinking. We're having a good time. What? After I watch this fucking video, Ashkan, unless you're fucking in New York right now, you should be heading over.
Of racism, and even in a very mixed race place like Brazil, you still have those racial hierarchies. So.
Oh, what the hell? He was just in chat 5 seconds ago. Wait, that actually is crazy.
How's it going?
You guys know I have a button that I can teleport any chatter right here to come hang out with me. So if you haven't been picked, it's your fault.
It's 1 million channel points.
What? Yeah, if you get enough channel points, you can come. It's crazy. You're already here. Wait, what are you dressed as?
French hate to see me coming.
The French hate to see you coming.
Cat knows.
They think you're ice. Oh, he stole the jewel. Oh, he's the Louvre thief. Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, that's good. He's got the. That's good.
That's insane. I thought that was a bit.
That's so funny. That's funny. You're here. All
I was
right.
trying to figure out a good time to come in, but I didn't really want to come in on the Nick Mondays video.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're a huge fan, but probably not right then to go in. Yeah, I'm probably gonna finish this video and see what's up, and I'll be out in a second. Don't worry. But that's sick. You're here. I'm glad you came over.
Hi, chat. Drop your Prime subs.
Drop your primes. What great advice from Ashcon. Check your primes, dude. What about this? Oh, I did want to do this. Well, we'll see what the timing is. There's I'll just tell you what this is. I think it'll be really, really funny as a stream content. Somebody made a thing where you can take a quiz to guess if someone voted Harris or Trump. They like give facts about themselves and you can guess if they voted beyond the ballot. I think we'll do it live. I think it'll be really fun. But I'm going to finish this. Or I'm going to watch a little more of this. Maybe this is mostly just talking about other streamers. And like all streamers, I want to talk only about me. Okay? Like I got baited because my face was in the beginning and I thought this is about me. But it's not really about me. It's about other streamers.
My bit on efficient accelerationism didn't bother anybody because the only person I used as an example was Elon Musk. And Elon, unfortunately, does not live stream 12 hours a day to address every time someone uses his name.
I wish, though.
I wish. Elon, if you wanted to start live streaming, you would probably have to stream like 50 hours a day to cover everything everybody says about you. You should check out how I describe effective accelerationism to Atrioc in that video, because I also mentioned that one of the co-founders of effective accelerationism was watching my videos at the time, and they were using terms like we have to be autismophrenic and meta-ironic about how we do our branding. So that's interesting.
Left, it's Hawes, infrared Hawes.
I will say, I've gotten more, I don't know, knowledge about some of this stuff since this meeting with J-Reg, but having that conversation with him at dinner, I just realized how he's so in the weeds on this shit. The slang, the 4chan shit, it's just, I can't keep up, bro. I feel like I have enough time keeping up with the mainstream stuff. But I need Look, I'm a Viking accountant. I want to wear this at. Okay.
He's a kind of a Nazbol streamer. He's like a right-wing communist.
What the fuck is a Nazbol? Is that the thing that hunts down Frodo for the ring? I actually don't know.
He's like
okay.
Imagine a communist that says a lot of slurs. Okay, and then
I
Fuentes,
see.
Now here I bring up infrared Haas. I call him a Nazbol. That's not actually completely true, but he's just more culturally conservative than what you might imagine when you think of the word communist. Here someone takes issue with the fact that I describe his sort of...
Why the fuck people spell my name like this with the H? Atrioc. What the fuck is this? There's no need for an H. It's never been spelled with an H any time. It's not fancy. No, it's not fancy. Antioch. This is stupid.
For a variant of communism is a communist that says slurs. But then literally every Haas fan is like, well, what's wrong with saying slurs? So, you know, I think that proves my point, but hey, I'll leave it to you. We talk a little bit about how the Overton window has shattered in the middle, and now being a centrist is outside of the Overton window while it has drifted to the left and to the right. I have a video about this where I go more in depth over here.
There is no Overton window. The internet has kind of blown the whole idea of an Overton window
Just like I've blown out your speakers.
You want, and you'll find an audience.
And I bring up the fact that not everything is politically viable and within the Overton window, and I use Ephilism as an example of this. It's an ideology where you should just kill everybody.
There's an ideology called Ephilism, right? It's like it's like very extreme antinatalism, and it's like not only should no one have kids, but I'm going to actively end life. It's a terrorism ideology, basically.
Look at my face. You can tell I'm thinking about it. Wait, look at my face, dude.
Right? It's like it's like very extreme antinatalism, and it's like not only should no one have kids, but I'm going to actively end life. It's a
I'm thinking about it, bro. I'm like, go on. Tell me more. Good points, good points.
terrorism ideology, basically. That there are no affiliates in government. There are no people who are whispering in Donald Trump's ear saying everyone needs to die. The voluntary human extinction movement is not a real thing.
We're testing
so
nukes.
that's something I would say is outside the Overton window. Are you familiar with Destiny? Do you know that guy?
Somebody say Destiny?
Of course. Oops, I said the word Destiny. Oops.
He'll say stuff like, you know, he'll
everyone.
fight Hassan with equal intensity as he will fight someone like Donald Trump. Because the way he sees it, there's like a far left and there's a far right, and they both hate liberal democracy.
And Destiny takes issue with this framing because he is, you know, a Democrat, and he's an extremist Democrat. He's like, you know, full throttle, 100% party line Democrat.
Why is...
And, you know, this makes him center-left. This is, the Democrats are a center-left party. There are further left elements of the Democratic Party, like AOC and Zoran Mamdani, but Destiny is not, you know, completely aligned with those people. He's further to the right than those people.
Clearly, both extremes are equally bad.
And while agreeing with the rest of my political analysis, this is what always happens. It's always like, everything else you said is good, but when you mention me, you didn't read my lore iceberg. This is sort of the problem with mentioning streamers. I'm trying, as someone who is doing political commentary,
you gotta do the reading.
Create a map of the political landscape in such a way that everybody's going to be able to look at it and agree with it. And this is an impossible task. And I am running up.
Yeah, he was telling me this at dinner. He was like, I want to. I think I told him it was an impossible task. You might be quoting me here. Because he said at dinner, he's like, my goal with my content is to say things in such a way that no matter where somebody falls, they'll listen to it and go like, oh yeah, that's and I was like, bro, that's fucking impossible. So that's not, you obviously can't do that. That's not a realistic thing. I think it's a clever goal because it makes people question themselves a bit. I think so many things are vibes based for people. And if you say things in the right way, they find themselves agreeing with things that don't actually hit their world. I think that's kind of interesting, but it's not like you can't always do that.
Against the impossibility of this task every time I try to do it. We are living in a totally post-truth time when everyone is in their separate bubble with their own worldview and perspective on the world. And so in an attempt to try to connect these worldviews, it's basically impossible. And yet, I think it's a fun intellectual exercise, and probably the most objective thing to do is to try and fail to describe it in terms that everybody can agree with. So, you know, that's the part of this analysis that Destiny was taking issue with here. Saying Destiny's name on the internet is like saying Voldemort's name out loud. He immediately feels a disturbance in the Force and magically pops in your chat like Rumpelstiltskin.
I mean, I'll just say, this is true of every streamer. even me, and I don't stream that much. If someone said my name somewhere, someone will tell me about it. This is just true. It's just the way it works. It's not even the streamer. It's the viewers. It's the viewers, bro. If somebody says my name somewhere on content, it'll be clipped, and then someone will send me the clip. That is just what will happen. Now, generally, I don't watch it. Generally, I don't watch it. I like J-Reg and I met him, which is why I'm watching this video. Maybe a mistake, but I'm doing it. But like, that's just how that's how the internet works. That's how it's gonna work. That's like something you sign up for. Don't blame the other chatters. It's just me. It's just this one guy.
And to immediately rebuke your entire measly existence. I couldn't have said it better myself. Damn. Look.
Yeah, like, for example, Oni Pixel, a guy I haven't met and didn't really know about until the CSGO thing, said Big A once. And I got sent that clip like 100 times. And I'm not a big streamer, and I'm not only live for a few hours a day, usually with some topic I want to talk about. So it's like, I don't particularly blame any streamer for getting this information. And if they're live and they're seeing it, it's just the fucking nature of the beast. But I think they could do a better job of fucking ignoring it. It's not that hard. I can ignore it. I think people can ignore it. It's not that you don't have to fucking constantly.
To any of the streamer guys as people, I do hate their medium. I think they have a bad medium. I think it's satanic. To be clear, you know, I'm not letting myself get off scot-free here. This whole thing is satanic. I'm in a glass house. I'm not going to throw stones, all right? And even someone in Destiny's chat acknowledges that this is a real thing, that the center-left and the center-right have to come together against emerging threats like the center-left, center-right coalition in Germany.
This is the center-left/right coalition that formed in Germany.
They have to engage
Destiny
with
is
this,
so
and they have
stupid.
to be like, oh shit, there's a lot of like threats to liberalism right now.
They have to like handshake on 90% of things, because I think it turns into an art piece that he blew out all the mics for every streamer. I think it actually makes this from like kind of just a react to a react into like this to just pulling up every clip, and we all sound incredibly fucking blown out like we're on an Xbox mic in 2005 is kind of artistic.
They're fighting
it's transformative.
Polarization around them.
So was Destiny the best example to use as a reactionary centrist? I don't know, you know, and I think to myself, is it useful to use political streamers as examples of these emerging ideologies, or should I just try to like not mention them? I'm still working that out. I think I probably will just keep mentioning them, and I'll keep having to learn more bullshit about their respective lore icebergs, which is poisoning my brain. It's really pure slop.
Okay, one last thing about that reaction.
That's good. You know what? That'd be cool if J-Reg is like the guy that goes into the swamps and brings back the treasure or whatever. You know? I can like call him, because he said he wanted to do another on-stream segment. Like if he brings back the truffles and
Talking about Hassan. Talk about me, motherfucker. You're reacting to me. It's always Hassan. And when Hassan's talking about something even adjacent to Destiny, it's always about Destiny. These guys love each other. Talk about me.
You vaping?
Oh, sorry. No, this is just my Foom. This is my sponsor, Foom.
Is this a plug? He did tell me. There's another funny story that Jerry told me. He said Nick Fuentes heard that someone mentioned him. I'm saying too many names that I'd never say, by the way, but I'm doing it anyway. This is funny. It's a late night Halloween stream. He said Nick Fuentes heard that someone mentioned him on Hassan's stream. So he pulls up Hassan's stream to hear his name mentioned, but Hassan's only talking about Destiny. So then Nick Fuentes is like angrily yelling at the screen, talk about me. Because he's it's all fucking, it reminds me of the fucking OpenAI web. It's everything's all
Foom is a really great product. It helps you get off of vaping. And
you're right here. You're right here, bro. This is all for money.
Yeah, you caught me.
I caught you,
I
dude.
fall into the market forces.
Have you ever considered suicide? It's
Is
probably
this
a
an
question
ad?
most vapists ask themselves on a daily basis. But what if the problem wasn't self-control? What if it was today's...
Did he just open a sponsor by saying, have you ever considered suicide? And then pivoting into a fucking Foom ad? That's unreal. I have to... Damn. That's actually crazy. I've never seen that get approved. He's a marketer, folks. Maybe that's why
sponsor
I like him.
Vapists are destroying their lungs with stuff like blue raspberry flavor, which is mostly lead, I think. Why would you destroy
What is
your
he
lungs
wearing?
with blue raspberry when you could not destroy your lungs with crisp mint? One of the crisp...
Is this even real? There's no fucking way this is real, right? Is this real? It's real? The ad is saying, unironically, don't destroy your lungs with blue raspberry, use a different flavor. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. It's not a vape.
Biggest flavor. Is it going to be white cranberry?
But
or
it's
is it gonna
tobacco,
be
right? Or
Maple
it's-
pepper. What's it going to be? Text drag, one or two.
Oh, is it like no, it's for. Okay, I know about this. This is like the ones that are just the cloud, right? So it's for the fixation. It's a stimmy thing. Yeah, I see. I see. Yeah, it's okay. It's for people that need something to do, like a vape, but it doesn't do anything.
Nicotine in this. That's right. You may surprise you learn there isn't any nicotine in this fume. There isn't any nicotine in this fume. It's just wholesome, natural, essential oils which have been concentrated into a extremely potent.
All right. Well, I will still.
Percent. I'm gonna add.
It seems
It's
good.
been like an hour.
I have a lot of.
Rapper,
There's 2 ads to do.
I'm fuming.
I have 2 ads.
Okay, now for the Hassan React. We love the Hassan React. Me and Hassan were even mentioned in the same GQ.
Everyone is, I think, because the way he said that, the hands and then saying the "we love the," that's the Trump. And I realize I've been doing that kind of only half ironically lately. I feel like the Trump linguistics is like seeping into a lot of people's we don't we, folks? Especially this, dude. Put your hands forward, push them back like this. It is the greatest emphasis. Like that is his most positive legacy. He's infected. I mean, it has been a decade of it, right? It's been a decade of it. It just gets into your brain.
Article recently where he said a guy watching me, the fact that he watched me meant he was fried, which I have no, I can't argue with that, honestly. And then, of course, in order to explain the main rift on the left, the liberal versus left dichotomy, I have to talk about Israel-Palestine.
Okay. Look, I don't know anything about Israel-Palestine.
With a blown-out mic.
I get all my information about that through Hassan H3 Drama. There's like, there's Hassan Moss and H3 Israel or something. I don't really know.
In this image, explaining this to Atrioc, I say that of these 4 characters, Hassan is the most tanky, and I did not expect the shitstorm to emerge from that statement. Again, it's like walking on a fucking minefield whenever you bring up any of these guys. All I said was, okay, Destiny is a liberal.
Can't look at my
H3,
chat.
H3 social democrat, mostly liberal. Yes, he's a Zionist. You know, the liberals are Zionists in this equation. That's just what happens most of the time. Now, dude, okay, let me be really clear here, all right? I did not say if Hassan was a tanky or not, all right? I think people just heard what they wanted to hear because this is, okay, I swear to God.
This is your response video,
I feel way
J-Ray?
more confident talking about Israel-Palestine than I do H3 versus Hassan. That is, there's more lore to it. Entire history of Israel-Palestine, dating back to the foundation of Israel, has less lore than H3, Destiny, and Hassan. And it's more polarizing, and there's more nuance, and it's less cut and dry. All I said was, of these 4 people, 3 of which are liberals or libertarian socialists, Hassan is the most tanky. He is the most approaching the red quadrant on the political compass. This is just true, but Hassan is the closest to a traditional communist of these 4. And then somebody goes into Hassan's chat and says,
J-Reg went on Atrioc stream and talked about the political compass, lumped you as only talking about Israel-Palestine for drama.
But of course, Hassan hears this and immediately tries really hard to resist calling me retarded. You can see the gears turning.
Yeah, I think he has a intellectual disability if he genuinely thinks that I only talk about Israel-Palestine for drama.
He just said mental disability. Like, you are calling me retarded. This is really a video.
The word we use now is we say Tylenol eater. That's what everyone says now. What I've seen is the LA approved way to say that. People have been saying Tylenol eater. That's what I've heard it a lot lately. People are saying it all the time. That's what they've been saying. Okay? You say neurospicy. I mean, that's actually kind of nice. That's actually kind of nice. Everyone wants to be a little spicy. Oh, by the way, wait, sorry to get off topic a little bit. You know, we did that whole Big A clip on autism special announcement and how insane that was. I think RFK literally walked it back. Yeah, dude. It's only been a fucking month, dude. You go on fucking national news and... That's crazy. That's fucking crazy, bro. Anyone could have told you that. That was so wild.
Streamers, okay? And it's not about any particular streamer because I don't really hate any particular streamer as people. I think they're all fine. I've met a lot of them. I like a lot of them. But man, dude, streamers to me feel like caged animals. They're like dogs. They hate their chat so much because they attract just terrible people who have nothing to do with their lives besides watch them for 12 hours a day. And I kind of get why they hate their chat.
3
but they're
hours.
also like addicted to streaming. They're addicted to the validation of seeing the chat wheel go by. They're addicted to the money that comes.
I'm fucking not addicted. That's why I barely show up. Am I addicted to the money? Who isn't? Okay? But I'm not addicted to fucking streaming. This does not apply to me. On God, dude. On God. I already don't stream enough. I need to stream more.
Comes from, you know, you make thousands and thousands of dollars for streaming for a couple of hours. And just like a gambling addict, they clearly also hate streaming. I mean, they're addicted to it, but they hate it, and they hate their chat, and they get super triggered at their chat like all the time. You know, Fuentes is mostly
also not true. I literally, I know I'm tooting my own fucking dick here. I don't feel like that. No, you guys are saying you're kind of, I've crashed out on people, of course, who hasn't, but I like my chat. Legitimately, I like my chat. I legitimately do. That's one of the good things. That's why it's better to record live than offline. I literally do. I'm not going to say everybody. Of course, not everybody. I'm only thinking of you right now when I say that. If you're listening, I'm thinking of you as the good one. But everyone else, TBD, all right? No, but I don't hate my chat. I'm not saying there's points I haven't hated my chat. But on the whole, I don't feel like stressed to go live and talk to my chat. I have no problem with that. The problem I have with it is specifically, I think I streamed more. I know I streamed more hours before I started covering more news. Here's the fucking truth of it, bro. And I'll just say it. I'll just talk about me personally. I'll talk about me personally, bro. The idea of talking about things that I haven't had a chance to read a good amount about beforehand is not fun. It's stressful. It's stressful. And so I'll do it here and there if there's something new breaking, I watch a video or someone's explaining it. But like in general, I don't like doing that. And so which means I have to spend more of my time offline. Yeah, that's just how I see it. So yeah, I couldn't imagine doing all that many hours. Then give us more slop. Yeah, the problem is when you do slop, it's not satisfying to do. You know, you make, like, I'll tell you honestly, I'm just speaking honestly about all this shit right now. And I swear to God, I'm not trying to fucking, it's just me. It's just my little lane, my little area, how I do things. I don't give a fuck how anyone else does things. I'm sure they all have their own reasons and they're all great. Talking about me, okay? If I make a video like this, and I'm not saying they're all like this, I'm definitely not. But if I make a video like this, like the fucking Counter-Strike one, surprise offline, like the Counter-Strike one, or like the let me defend my stance. I wanted to defend myself. Or like the China's insane fast food scandal, 3 million won. Or like Xbox is imploding, feet lean a con. Call it. All this shit, or this one, really, this one especially, because I did a lot of research for this one. Make that money. The fucking infinite money glitch video. Like, this shit takes some time offline, and I really feel good when I put it up. And if I just, here, I'll give you an example. I really like playing this game, Road to Empress. It's fun, but I feel nothing when that video gets uploaded. Okay, I'm sorry, I just don't. I don't feel, it just feels like something I'm doing to pass the time, so people like it. But when I upload a video like this, I feel good about it. And the response you get from other people is nicer. I don't know. I feel it's like makes me feel like I'm doing something worthwhile. But I don't feel so good about that. I'm just telling you. It doesn't mean I can't do game stuff. I'm working on an Age of Empires video right now. I'll show you a little sneak peek. Let me show you a tiny sneak peek because I think it's actually going to be fucking banger. Dude, look at this. This is not from me, obviously. It's from the editor, but look at this. We're having these 3D Blender models to explain the different resources in the greatest Age of Empires game of all time. It's gonna be so sick, bro. It's gonna be actually a fucking, and this is exciting. But like, you know, a highlight of me playing Age of Empires is not as exciting. That's just honestly how I feel. It's not like I'll never do it. I uploaded me playing Silksong. I'm fine with it. But it, you know, at the end of the year, you look back on shit that you feel proud of, and that shit I feel proud of. That's the honest truth of it. Is it because it feels more like a normal job? Maybe. I don't think that's why or not why. It feels like you added value. That's what it feels like. I like mouthwashing. That was a good one. It's pretty. Don't you feel proud of beating Lost Lace Hitless? If I did it, I haven't done it yet, but of course I will be proud of that. I still have too much gamer pride for a man in his 30s. I should just not care, bro. People talk shit on my fizz, I still get mad. And it's like, I haven't played League of Legends in a fucking goddamn... I don't know. It's just in my brain. Yeah, it's a balance. It's a balance. Anyway, I feel solid about the way I'm doing it now, but not so much the last half of this month. I feel like my thing has been off, but that's only because I feel unhealthier. Honestly, I'm very excited for 2026, the year of fucking health. I'm going all in. I'm setting a real goal. 2026, I'm grinding it. Year of health, bro. I'm seriously going all in on it, and we're gonna fucking see how. Why wait? Well, the number one reason why wait is because I have to hit my first goal, which is I want to get a clip every day, and I want to feel good about the clip, and so that's taking up a lot of my time right now. But then I'm mahaing in 2026. Carrot juice and steroids. Running or weights, both. I mean, it's going to be basketball for cardio, but I want to do basketball. I'm going to try and get a basketball trainer for real. I'm going to try and work out 3 or 4 times a week consistently. Do something active every day. Sleep 8 hours, same time every night. I'm going to try to go fucking all, like really, and make that my only goal more than any content thing. Because I think I have a sinking feeling, or this, not sinking feeling, this promising feeling that if I do that, I will end up feeling better and having more time for content. Although I'm not sure about that. I also need to change my process because like I've read more books this year than I've read in maybe any year. And every time I finish a book, I go, I'm going to make a video on that. And then I don't. And then I fucking don't. I just don't. There's something that I just move on to the next book and keep reading. And like sometimes I'll throw a little line from it in a clip, but I don't actually make a video. And I really do need to do that. And I'd like to, because I think there's cool ideas in there. This is a fire goal, but hard to stay consistent. I mean, I'll just say, bro, I set a goal this year for the clips, and we did it so far. We're in November. We'll get there. With 8-ish. I think I can do it. I think it's a goal I could hit. If I have one big goal, usually I can hit it. Any book suggestions? Right now, I would suggest When Everyone Knows That Everyone Knows, because we're doing a book club for it for Lemonade Stand, and it's pretty fascinating. You said you would stream 10 days in a row. Yeah, but the mini goals, they don't stick. I say a lot of shit on this stream that is not true. When it comes to fucking shit I'm going to do tomorrow. It's the big goal that I set like at the beginning of the year. That shit I stick to. And I want to set a goal around health next year and really stick to it. And that's not, when I'm saying it, I'm not lying. You know, I have a personality problem for a long time, well before I was a streamer, where I see the future very rosily and I underestimate conflicts that will happen. Like if I like for example, I'm like, I'll be there in 20. I'm imagining that I leave instantly, that there's no traffic, that everything works out great. And like the real world never works out that way, and I always get there 15 minutes later. It's like, that's what I should just say the more honest number. But in my mind, it's like, it's all going to work out. It's all going to work out. And it, you know, that's just how I think of it. And yeah, it's something that's definitely got to work on for sure. 100%. But it also, it's a good way to view the world. I just generally think most things will work out. That's how I think about most things. I generally got a smile about most things. Okay? All right, let's watch the end of this.
Popular for shitting on his chat. Hassan every 5 minutes is pulling up someone, yelling at them and banning them. Anyway, I don't like streaming.
He's got a big enough chat to do that, bro. If I ban people at that same rate, I'd have like 8 guys left in here. Even when I yell at someone, I just fucking time them out, bro. I need, if you're a sub, I can't afford to be tossing out subs into the fucking garbage.
But one day I will stream 8 hours a day for like a month, just to put my money where my mouth is and
do it
and verify if it's satanic or if I'm just biased against streamers. But interestingly enough, Hassan, immediately after basically calling me retarded, says he's like,
but I doubt he's that stupid. I think he's actually he's had some funny moments on that issue at least, so I don't know if he's like that.
And it's like, actually, I've seen some of his stuff about Palestine. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like, immediately walks it back. And it makes me feel like, yeah, it makes me feel like these people are just constantly under attack. They are villainized constantly. The vast majority of people hate them, and they have a really small in-group, which is sort of like a cult-like following that rushes to defend them as soon as anything is said that could even be interpreted.
When am I going to get that? When am I going to get that? The closest you get to my group, the more you call me bald. The more you watch Atrioc, the more you call me fucking bald and old. I've completely flipped the paradigm, bro. The people that casually watch me go, hey, I like Atrioc. I like his content. I'll stand up for him. The people that fucking watch a lot of it, he's so fucking bald, glizzy, bald. I flipped it, bro. What a fucking
Is being against them. I'm not against any of these guys, all right? I think they're all fine. I would probably like most of these people if I met
Tier
them in
list
person.
us!
The only way to
J-Reg, tier list us. Put me at the fucking top. We went to dinner together. Tier list us.
really curate an audience as a streamer is to be really kind of cult-like in your calling.
Not true.
I get it. I don't think
Not
they're doing
true.
anything wrong. I just think that's the medium. My goal is to
I guess I shouldn't say that when there's literally an A cult. I shouldn't say not true. I shouldn't say not true. I don't need to do that when there's literally a literal A cult and we literally had people on stage wearing robes and hoods walk out with fucking cows and coffee. But that, I feel like that's the exception that proves the rule, dude.
Try as objectively as possible, which, you know, is again impossible, to describe what's going on the internet, especially so that normal people can understand and get a pretty good bird's eye view of what's happening. Gun to my head, based off what I know about Hassan, I'd probably put him like here on the political compass, like again, like what I said, approaching the red. You know, veering into the red quadrant. But, and again, I think some anti-Hassan people will probably be like, no, he's a full-on tanky. He's far, far off.
I will say this, you know, J-Reg has made his whole bag off of political compass stuff. I'm kind of a political compass hater in general. I think it's really reductive as a way to describe human beings. I think most people, especially people who are not trying to be like political commentators, who usually end up falling into a certain fucking rigid path. But people that are regular people that you're talking to are like, they're scatter plots, bro. I think most people that you'll actually talk to in real life are fucking scatter plots on a lot of issues. And also there should be like fucking 10 more axes. And I find the talking about this, especially these labels, I know it's like an easy thing to say, oh, we hate labels, but I find talking about it is very unhelpful. I think people like feeling like they belong and people want the label so they can find a group, but it's not helpful because no group is big enough to get things done. So, like all the great political movements of actual real life, you know, like FDR brought together Southern racists, Northern industrialists, fucking... He brought together a lot of different people to get a broad thing passed. You know, it's not... I just don't think in real life you're going to get these small... Unless there's like a fucking military coup with no... you kind of have to find things that a lot of people can agree on and put aside your differences so you can get those things passed. That's sort of how I... That's how I think about my stream. I think people could come to me from a lot of different areas and find parts that they agree with, and hopefully I can pull them towards that part. You know, I don't expect everyone to agree one-to-one. Although if you don't, I hate you.
And dude, look up Hawes, okay? It can get a lot more authoritarian. Okay, this is really funny in retrospect. I say you can draw no positive line between these people. And at the time, Destiny and H3 were sort of seen as a unit. That was coalesced against Hassan, sort of anti-Hassan action on the internet.
These people all hate each other. Every single one of these people hate each other. No, you can draw no positive line between any of these people.
And I think like right after, you know, Destiny reacts to this and he's like, wait, H3 likes me, doesn't he? And then, you know, like 2 days later, they're publicly feuding and they hate each other now. So I called it.
There's
Another
no
W
true love
for the
on the internet.
balkanized left, which is to say, God, I hate it here, dude. Why didn't Bernie Sanders call it a genocide quicker? We talked a little bit about Thomas Matthew Crooks here, who tried to assassinate Trump. And we describe this growing group of extremely disaffected young people who just sort of are violent nihilists. And, you know, as much as I want to say this is totally outside the Overton window, most of the political assassinations we're seeing are from violent nihilist people who are like,
it's on the rise.
Again, like no lives
It's on the rise.
FLism, so far antinatalist that you think you should be killing people. So, it's kind of is anyone else get the vibe that it's like a horrifying time to exist? Okay, so those are all the thoughts I have about the Atrioc stream and streamers in general. And as my role as sort of like a political commentator and what my goal should be, again, you know, my two goals are one, validate and promote extreme. I can't say that I can't. I don't. YouTube. No. By the way, YouTube has been completely fucking my channel. I don't know if I've made that clear, but stuff that used to fly is now not flying. So I'm going to just say my goal is to just accurately describe the political landscape as it is right now. Okay? That's what I'm doing.
Small caveat. He might seem like a interesting fellow, funny, different takes than you're seeing, less polarized. But he's fucking Canadian. I found this out. He's fucking Canadian. So it all, like, I can't, it's like, it was a big oof for me. It's always the one you least expect, bro. Always the one you least expect.
And
you think you know a guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of extremism.
He invited me. This is not a joke. He said, hey, we have a couch you could sleep on in Toronto. We have a couch in a warehouse. People are always coming in and out. You could go. It's like, bro, I could get a hotel. Like, I would love to visit your studio, but I could get a hotel. I don't need to. True Canadian hospitality. Yeah, it's like a communal couch.
That's all I'll say. That's all I can say.
But it's not even like his couch. It's like a couch in a warehouse.
Yeah. In terms of what I should do for like using examples, the problem is like these.
I guess that's like, I use a compliment because he thinks I'm in my 20s or something. That's a very 20s thing to say to someone, to be like, yo, I got a couch in a warehouse you can sleep on. I was like, bro, I have a 401k now. I've got gold in a vault. I'll pay for a Hilton in downtown Toronto, bro. All right, well, that was a funny video. That was a hoot. Let's well, you know what? It's 9 o'clock, and I really do want to take part in this party. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to go live for a bit and yippity yap. Is tomorrow Saturday? I do have offline chatters. I told you about a surprise interview. This doesn't go in any clips, Adish. I'll tell you. Nah, I can't really tell you guys. I'm sorry. I can't. But this big shit coming up. Big shit coming up. Cool shit. What else? Cool shit happening. I'll do some Road to Empress tomorrow. We'll do some Get Smarter Saturdays. I'll do the quiz. The thing about the quiz, I think it's really funny and could be a good clip, and I don't want to do it wearing a tunic and trying to rush it. So I'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. Jennifer Schoenberger on the pod. I might reach out. Oh, if you're interested in the U.S. housing market, on Wednesday of next week, we are doing a deep dive interview on the U.S. housing market with Melody Wright. Confirmed, locked, and cocked. It's going to be, I think, really, really interesting. I've got some pretty good questions. She's got some graphs. I think she's a real expert, and I'm very excited. So, good stuff coming up. Appreciate you guys watching. Deuces, thanks for joining me for a little late night stream. I'm going to go enjoy this party. Okay? Goodbye! Sevens, good luck.